Alright, September 22nd, Shadow's behind the camera, and we are shooting out for early season goose hunt here on a sod field. A bunch of local guys and us, and we're going to go bust a whole bunch of geese. Scouted it last night. There's about 150, 200 geese in here, so it should be a good hunt. North winds all night, migrator should push down. We're just going to have a good old time and blast some geese in them out. We'll see you all out there.
So we're hunting in a buddy sod field, and it's loaded with geese. We've been scouting them out, and they're coming in family groups. It's early September still, so they're going to be landing in pockets of 4, 5, 6, 7 here and there. So we got a bunch of family groups spread out in a U with a landing scripted right down the middle of it. And bonus points, there was already a pile of pallets out there being a sod farm, so why make it any harder than it has to be? We're just going to use that to our blind. We're going to sit right in there covered up, and we're going to blow up these geese as they come falling in here. Alright, so now that we got the decoys all set out, we got some breakfast in us. Morning started off a little slower than we expected to, but finally Wyatt got a bird to come in. He got the single, came right over top of us to our right side. He smoked it. That's his first ever goose. He rolled that bad boy right over. Once that got going, they finally started to pick up a little bit from there.
Here it comes, right over top. Right here, right and right. Yeah. Too wet. Good shot, Wyatt!
Single. There they come. Come on, come on. Come on.
You guys want to shoot these four? Please do it.
Shoot them! One down. 2, 3.
What do you guys want to do if they fly over? Now or never. Down. 4. How many fell?
1. Well, we got 1. Here goes another one going down there now.
All right, so we finally bust that single out of the way, and now these family groups that are local are going to start falling in here. So we got a group of 7 that's kind of working in 2 different pieces here, a group of 3 and a group of 4. So we let that group of 3 come down, they eat it up perfect. They land right in the decoy. Then that group of 4 is definitely going to commit. We know that. So we did that all morning. Let the first small group land, and we're going to bust the big group behind them. And that's exactly what happened here. We busted all 7 of these geese. And from there, it started to pick up. The migrators start working in.
One's in the air. We'll shoot the one. Hold on. Hold tight.
Stay. Stay.
Do him. Let's shoot, fellas! Get him! Get him! Let's shot that much.
Lift your head up, Cam. Use your eyeballs.
Oh,
Yeah.
there she goes.
Oh.
Get him! Get him! Get him! No, 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 no. Moss! Moss, come! Moss, come! Come!
One coming right ahead, 4 behind. Yep. So the later it got, the more migrators started pushing down from the north. Just like before, we're going to let these lead 4 hit the ground, land in the decoys, and let their trailing pack come right behind them and work around us.
Check for band. If somebody sees a band, you better just shoot.
So it was still a little bit early, so they weren't working exactly like we wanted to, but the boys did a great job calling hard at the right time, using the flags at the right time to really get these birds to suck back up into our decoys. As soon as these birds started coming over, they were definitely low enough for us to start shooting at. And as soon as they hit the pallet blind, they kind of split over the top. Well, problem with that is I've got a 50-50 chance. I picked the wrong 50% apparently because I tracked the birds on the right. Why I did? No idea. All of our guns are to the left. We're hunting with 9 guys, so I've got 7 other guns to the left of me. And I choose to shoot the ones that Nico was shooting at, but he ends up blasting the ones picking up off the ground.
Go on her. Get him out! Go on her. Get him! Get him out! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Come on!
So as anybody who's ever hunted waterfowl knows, as soon as you decide to pick up decoys or leave for the day or get up to take a piss, birds are going to start flying. John and I had to leave early that day to go do a 3D archery shoot. So we decide back and forth when we're going to go. Birds aren't flying right, let's get out of here. We get halfway across this wide open dirt field, and sure enough, birds start coming, a big group of birds.
Well, we got geese right above us. We're rocking out.
Birds. So we just hit the ground, cover up, put the dog in the blind. There's a bunch of sod rolls all over the place. Geese have no idea we're there. They start eating those decoys up and land right behind us.
Just left the blind. Oh, you got them coming down right now. You got 2 landing right behind you. So these 2 birds come down and they land out probably about 15 yards away from Nico. Oh, they're working. Oh, they're working. They're coming right back around. They're going to be...
Yep, I see him.
Oh, you got them?
Yep.
And the rest of the group starts working. And as soon as they start coming back to the right, I barely start to tell him where these things are, and the boys start lighting them up. Right above, right above, right above, right above.
Oh, fucker!
Footage of it?
Yeah. That's a pain in the ass.
knew it. I fucking called it. Call doesn't happen every time. Good boy. Nice job.
And so after this volley of geese hit the ground, the boys did a real good number on them. I would say they probably took about 12 out of this volley. But as we're walking up, we hear all kinds of cheering and shouting. And as soon as we walk up, I see Hunter holding a goose's foot, which only means one thing. You got a banded goose.
Oh!
Look at it.
So we're shouting and cheering. You know, it's not every day that you get to shoot a banded goose. And over in the distance, we hear another guy screaming and shouting. Lo and behold, banded goose number 2.
Another big one inside.
And when you're hunting with this many guys, it's kind of hard to figure out who exactly shot the bird with the band. You know, especially there's 9 guys out there. You're blasting them and they're dropping. So what we do is a shell toss. We'll put different colored shells in a hat. Somebody picks a color, and the color that was selected, they get that band. So in this instance, the guys on the right were drawing for the band on the right, and the guys on the left were drawing for the band on the left.
Joke's on you, they were all blue.
So even though I didn't win that band, you can see we all had a lot of fun doing that. We shot a good pile of geese that day and just full laughs as always. So be sure to come back next week. We're going to do this all over again, but we're going to see me shooting a whitetail. John wants to get me on the camera over the shoulder. It's going to be a good time. So be sure to come back and check that out. If you don't already, like and subscribe to YouTube and Facebook. Check us out. We'll see y'all next week.
Oh, you got it.
Decoy down!
Decoy!